Hello, everyone. Welcome
It's
to
hockey
Wicked
time.
Sports, and it's time to talk some hockey. The first weekly breakdown for the Red Wings this week. They have two games this week: Canadiens, Maple Leafs. Obviously, you want to start out hot. I'm hoping they have a good game both. But there's actually some more important news in the game starting. Is our roster update. No Justin Hall. No expectations of Eric Gustafson doing too much this year because the kids are playing. You have Finney on the team. You have Palikia on the team. You have Nygaard on the team.
We've been asking for this for years. Well, maybe not years, but we've been asking for it for a while. Why waste your roster with guys like Paul and Gustafson and who knows who else? Let's play these guys. Let's play these kids. You wouldn't go and sign anybody, and I don't know if I can blame you or not. We're just Red Wing fans are just pissed because we're tired of not making the playoffs. And at least if we're not going to make the playoffs, we get to see some new blood, and hopefully these kids will come up and play well.
We'll see what ends up happening. So far, from what it looks like, James Van Riemsdyk's not on the team due to injury. I'm assuming once he comes back, that's when Gustafson's going to get sent off the team, which would make sense. You probably won't see. I'm going to assume you might not see some of the guys as much as you would like. Because again, you're only going to play 12 forwards. So right now you're sitting with.
I don't know if those lines are correct, but they were putting Vinny up on the top line.
They were playing him at the top. Again, I don't know who's going to end up playing less and who's not. It's confusing when you look at the pairings. So from what I know, Johansson and or at least Evans, I think it's been Evanson and Palikia have been playing together the most. So that's probably your second defensive pairing. Sherratt and Sider, I probably would expect together, just cause. And then you're gonna have, Docker
and Johansson.
And Johan. Either way, it's a young core. I would because I would just keep the young guys together. Honestly, it's what you're gonna have Sider be with Sherratt. What's the worst that's gonna happen with that?
Right.
I mean, I would probably prefer him with Evanson, but
and have Sherratt with Palikia, but I don't know if you could do that.
But I think they think that because you had these guys play so much together in Grand Rapids, you're trying not to separate them too much.
Right.
Though Palikia hasn't really played with that too many of them. So I don't know what their full-on plan is. I guess it's that Swedish connection that we're going for. But I'm just surprised by Docker being on the team, and I'm surprised, by the fact Finney and Bryce Nygaard. I'm surprised that they're all on the team. One person who's injured who might have made the team this year because your other picks made it, Danielson.
Right. They said he probably would have. The thing I'm kind of surprised. I think I'm most surprised about Finney because that's the one we've heard the least about.
He had a great
7th round draft pick. How often does a 7th round draft pick ever?
I mean, we've had a few. You had Zenneberg who was late in the draft. You
had
Datsuk
that's a little bit different at the period. You don't see Europeans don't slide like that anymore. They did back then.
But thinking about what your lines are going to look like, it's probably going to be Larkin and Raymond on the first line with somebody. They've had Finney on there. Will it be Finney? I don't think so. But we'll see who they end up picking because technically you're holding 6 centers on your team, that being Appleton, Kopp, Finney, Kasper, Larkin, and Rasmussen. Kasper was playing wing most of the year last year, so I expect him to play wing again this year. And then who are you going to pair up with who? Are you going to pair a young guy in each line? Are you going to have Finney on the first line, Nygaard on the second line, potentially with Kane and DeBrincat? Even though Kane and DeBrincat both aren't centers in that case.
No, I think, like I said, from what the lines I saw, I like them. We're going to put Nygaard on the third. Finney on the first, and pairing.
And I expect you have a very, very young team going too, which is again surprising because the guys on your defense that are going to be sitting are your veterans. Hammerlick going to be sitting. Gustafson probably won't be on the team. Hall got cut, so he isn't on the team. Your oldest guy on your defense is 34. Outside of that, your everyday players is 25 or under, for the most part. So,
and they might tire toward the end of the year. I mean, they've never played a long season like this. I don't know how many games they play in the minors.
They play just as long.
Really?
I think they stop a month earlier.
Okay.
They play about just as long. Your wingers again. Your oldest player on the wing is Patrick Kane and James Van Riemsdyk. Everyone else is fairly under the age of 30, besides Kopp, who's at 31.
Okay,
But everyone else, you have a team that's mostly under the age of 30, which is good.
it is good.
That's what you want. And looking at it, you're probably giving the kids a chance because again, big free agency class next year. Though Connor McDavid just signed a recent extension with the Oilers. Um, how are you going to go in the free agency looking to sign a big name because you trust these young guys after this year? We will see. We'll see overall, but it's going to be very interesting. I feel good about it. Hopefully, we can show a little bit more fight with the young guys. I have big hopes on Casper this year. I think he's going to be a 20 goal scorer plus because he was about 20 last year. He could be pushing 30 this year if he has a good year, which would be fantastic. We'll see what ends up happening, though. But again, going into the games this week, you play the Canadiens for your first game. I believe they're probably going to give the uh, Canadians the benefit of the doubt. I don't think they're going to give me betting odds as often because ESPN hates hockey. So I don't get as much information from
And
ESPN.
well, I would think you
But
would put the Canadians. They have to be favored. I mean, I would. The
Canadians are an up and coming team.
They are.
So
They're very well last year. They have probably the Calder Trophy winner this year, I guess. That Demidov or whatever
yeah,
his name is.
and then you're gonna.
So
So
I
you
think
hope.
he's going to win the Calder, and I like I said, I'm good. I'm glad. I'm happy. I'm glad these. I always like seeing the original six do well. I just hope we can do well too. I hope we
Yes.
can get up there.
Again, you got the Canadians, which will be a tough matchup. You come home for your home opener Saturday against the Maple Leafs. Going to be another tough matchup. How's Gibson going to play with this defense? Is he going to have more defense than he has? Those are the questions that we got to ask when it comes to this. But
Well,
it'll be an interesting week overall.
it will.
But we're going to end it here because I time crunch with how I do videos now. If you like what you see, like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you think about the wins at the start of the season. Until next time, hope to see everybody soon.